I work third shift, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, 6 to 6, $100,000 to $150,000 or something like that. You know, I love where we're at. I love this, but I believe we deserve a lot more, and we're gonna get it. You're probably looking at $40,000, $50,000 to get started. About 5 years ago, we got started on this, cooking from our home. And I'm originally from the West Coast. I was born in Los Angeles, and I came out here in around '99. Went back in '01, came back in '03. We've been here ever since. Met my wife, and she comes from restaurant background also. Her parents own a restaurant here in Grand Rapids, so pretty much we our birria here it was something where it's our blood background. My mom is from Jalisco, Guadalajara. My dad, he was from La Huerta, Jalisco, which pretty much originally is made out of goat. We started making that out of beef with the same family recipe. We just love to cook, man. I've always liked the kitchen. Grew up with friends that, you know, are from different parts of Mexico, Nayarit, Jalisco, Michoacan, Sinaloa, and in California. And we just pretty much used to use each other's kitchen and prep and put things together. And, you know, and we always, especially seafood, always love seafood. So, you know, it was cheaper to buy seafood than it was to buy, you know, a beef taco. So, but yeah, man, we've been in business for about 5 years now, but we used to Ghost Kitchen, stuff like that. And then here, we're gonna be 2 years in this place here on the west side of Grand Rapids here.
Can you tell us what you're cooking here?
Yeah, making quesadilla, slow beef cooked, Jalisco style, and I got with mozzarella, provolone cheese. And as you can see, you gotta turn them over so they can fry a little bit on both sides.
And how long do they take to cook usually?
Normally, like right now, I got about 16 of them, and normally it'll be 2 to 3 minutes. And before I take them out, you want them crispy but not burnt. This is our pretty much, we started with seafood, but pretty much once we put this in, it just blew us up. Yep, it's definitely a high demand right now.
How much does a box like this cost?
So we have a special on it. So it's $50 for 16 tacos, the broth, the sides, and everything. Yeah, the process of the meat takes us about, with the pounds we put, we go through a couple of these big pots here. We go through almost 1,000 pounds of beef a week, and and let alone the cheese, we go through a lot of cheese. So, you know, they're pretty much quesadillas, which is pretty much cheese, like quesadillas, but with the meat.
Is there a dipping sauce that goes with that?
Yeah, we give you the broth. This one right here. So this is the dipping sauce we give you the broth for.
And then what is that exactly?
So it's all where it's slow cooked with the bones and the beef bones and the meat and everything, slow cooked, everything that stays in there. We strain it, all the juice and everything, so that way you dip your taco right in there. So in our menu, we just added lunch specials, small burrito. We got that's birria. The only type of meat we sell here is birria, so you know that's pretty much our slow cooked shredded beef. But we got seafood. We got aguachiles, those are slowly pretty much cooked over lime juice, and then we add jalapenos, we add cilantro, onions, cucumbers, and we make them kind of like with a green spicy salsa. That one's really popular here, and it's got a good kick to it. Depending how high you want it, I could always go up or go down. Also have ceviche, shrimp ceviche. That one's also, everything's real diced up really fine. You make your tostadas out of it. And we have our famous cucarachas. Those are cockroach shrimp. We call them like that because we kind of fry them and we throw kind of like a dark sauce on them, and they're head on. So with the eyes and everything, and call them cockroach shrimp, and those are really good too, really popular here. And we got, once in a while we'll get oysters. You know, we try to keep those fresh as long as we can, like, you know, and they're seasonal only. We'll bring in langostinos. Those are the big prawns. We'll get those also certain season. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. If you want fresh, if you want hot, and also we got the crab boils, seafood boils, which is those come with, you know, corn, potato, and those have a little kick to it. Now it's more lemony, garlicky, and those you know, we could put mussels, crawfish. We could put a little bit of everything. So some people even order them without anything. They just want the sauce, the potato, and the corn. So yeah, man, we're like I said, we're just kind of like an open kitchen, like you know, whatever they have in their mind, even if we don't have it in the menu. Sometimes as long as we have the stuff, we hook up certain people. So yeah, man, we love to experiment, and you know, we have a lot of great ideas coming up this year.
The kitchen was probably like
and
Just this.
we used to make miracles off of it, back to back, like side by side. And we had seafood at the time. Everything was fresh. Then we added the birria. We had the family recipe. We just started seeing like all over California, Tijuana, Mexico, stuff like that, that it started blowing up with the cheese and the tortilla. So we're like, my wife started messing around with the sauce for the tortilla and stuff, and we just put it together, man, and it just blew up. I mean, we're one of the first ones that started here with the birria tacos and the seafood actually, and and it was going great. I mean, everything was going great. It just we didn't have the kitchen prep room to continue, and then we were always ghost kitchening, trying to find a licensed kitchen to cook off of, and then this opportunity came up. They reached out to us and said, hey, are you willing? Because I live in Holland, so they told me, hey, are you willing to drive out here? And I got a couple other offers. We'll see what's going on. So they end up reaching out to us and giving us. We're gonna be here almost 2 years now.
So you went from apartment to here?
Yep.
Well, it was an apartment, like a studio. Then we moved. We used to make food at York Creek Apartments.
Yep.
That's when we started doing the quesadillas. But we would offer delivery. So all this, since we didn't have a location or anything, it was all delivery. And we would do all the deliveries ourselves, and
I would meet people.
It was a lot.
Random spots, West Olive, because they would come down from Mesquite, and I mean, we got people everywhere, and it's crazy because, we don't see it because we're constantly just here working and stuff, but they're like, hey man, we'll run into people, they're like, man, I remember about 3-4 years back, you used to pop open your trunk and give me trays of food, and it was crazy. Now look at you guys, and like I said, we don't see it, that growth. We notice, but we don't see it like they see it. You know what I mean? They'll just, hey man, we're happy for you guys, this and that. So, we try to go to different events. We've done weddings now, we've done graduations. They're booking us now we're gonna be at the Tulip Festival. We're gonna be out there on a pop-up in the Civic Center also for a different date there. I've gone to Kalamazoo to car shows. We've done pop-ups there, and just different people. So we're trying to go to them, working on getting a food truck hopefully this year, and that way we can really, they can taste the difference of it.
How did the people find you, when you first started?
I mean, it's crazy because her niece, she's a tattoo artist, and she's the one that came up with my logo one day, because she drew that, my face logo, and she drew that and sent it to me one day, and she goes, hey, I'm gonna start putting a menu together for you. What do you want me to put? So I gave her, the ceviche, and just to start off, and she just ran with it and sent me everything, like the picture and everything. She goes, I'm gonna make menus for you. So she went to Staples, printed them out. So she was a very big help. It just been family. This is all family here. Even my wife's really good friend. She's helping us. She's got restaurant experience, but everybody else is family. I got my daughter here that gets here after school, and she's pretty much my backup. And that's what we like about this situation here. A lot of restaurants, the chef calls in and you pretty much gonna shut down for the day. Right here is my wife, myself, even my other son, my 15-year-old. He'll come and help us here on the seafood when he can, and we all go through. We all help each other, and that's what I like. Like I said, I love what I do. My wife loves what she does, and we deal with different people. We get to know different people, and we got just different styles of people that come here. I've had people from Chicago, Detroit, Lansing. We're really big in Flint, stuff like that. So it's, that's how we just started spreading out through the social media, Facebook, Instagram, and I think we're gonna hit our 20K. Right? Yeah, soon. So yeah, man. I mean, we love what we do, man, and if you love what you do, man, I've always gave more than 100% anywhere I worked. So when you do it for your business, it's even better, man. So yeah, definitely. So we want to leave something to our kids, and my daughter, she knows all our recipes pretty much. A lot of people tell us, hey, if you live in Holland, why don't you open one in Holland? I mean, there's always a time and a place for that, I mean, I do have it in my mind, but I think me working on getting a food truck, kind of going around different places, I think it's probably our best bet for now, because it's all family, you know, so it's kind of hard to stretch out, you know. Sometimes my in-laws will come down and help us when we got an event, stuff like that. They'll either stay here or they'll go with us. We did that Amway, they had the New Year's bash there and the Amway. We were there that night, done a couple to their staff. We've done a couple events for their staff and stuff like that. So it's been great, man. People here on the west side, they're real cool people, man, real nice people. And they're like, regardless, man, where you open, don't leave the west side, you know. So yeah, definitely great feedback here, you know. So we do catering up. It's either you can come pick up or we can go there and cook everything fresh for you. Yep, it depends what you like, you know.
What do people usually do?
I mean, right now during the cold, we did a couple of them where we would go.
They just went last Sunday to what's it called for the bar there?
It was
Hops.
Christmas party.
Christmas party. Yep.
No, shots.
Shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I believe the one on Lake Michigan there, but they did it at a hall, right? They did it somewhere else.
Yeah,
And
other than that, for like graduations and stuff like that, we do go and set up like in a pop-up, and we can do it freshly like that too. Like company picnics too and all that.
yeah, they just reached out to us for a company picnic for 400 people. So like we told them, you know, we can you can go there and set up and we cook everything fresh. We've done also where they tell us, oh, if you could just drop it off, set it up, and serve the people. So we also have done that. You know, we cook it here, we get everything ready. Pretty much tacos. Take them there, unwrap everything, and serve everybody 2 to 3 tacos, rice, beans.
Wow.
And we're only open Wednesday through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday.
We just added Wednesday because we're here prepping anyway for Thursday. And we would get a lot of people trying to come in, and we're like, man, we might as well open while we're here, you know.
Yeah.
So we would open from noon on Wednesday, noon to 5.
Why not Monday or Tuesday?
To be honest with you, it's a lot of people ask me for Taco Tuesday and stuff like that, and it's just the way I believe that people on Monday, Tuesday, they want to eat early. And we don't live around, we live in Holland, so it's kind of harder for us to, with, you know, the kids situation and everything. But summertime, I am looking into opening earlier hours and stuff like that, possibly an extra day or so. But right now it's the winter and stuff like that, it's kind of like a hit and miss. So, you know, I think even Wednesday, it's like, you know, starts picking up once it hits, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pretty much since the time I open, people are lining up out there. From the time I open Saturday and Sunday all the way to the time we close. So I think people, you know, and to be honest with you, I like the fact that I pretty much open on the middle of the week because I let people crave it. You know, some people that are, they're open Monday anyway, or they're open Tuesday, I'll just swing by tomorrow. So I give them time to crave it, and open Wednesday, Thursday, and then they're ready for it. So definitely Wednesday, Thursday, you know, after like 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., that's when we start getting slammed here, you know, start coming out of work and stuff.
Can I ask how many like customers you might have in one day?
What are you thinking, Vanessa, on a good day?
Yeah, we can get a lot of customers on a Saturday, like on our busiest days. It can be close to like 200.
Our business is 200.
We do get a lot. It is phone calls, online, and walk-ins too. So.
Yeah, right now we have DoorDash available. A lot of people ask us for Grubhub, stuff like that, but you know, the way we could keep up, it's only one with DoorDash. You know, that's like the only one, because other than that, is a lot of times we're not able to answer the phone. We're just taking walk-ins because we're so slammed. You know, we giving them hour to hour and a half of wait, and they're like, we're just gonna give you our number, call us when it's ready. We're not, you know, we don't mind. So they understand. They work with us. You know, they're very patient. So, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we take out a good product, and you know, they come back. We see a lot of our regulars.
Are you guys doing any traditional advertising, or is it all word of mouth and social media?
It's all pretty much word of mouth and social media. I mean, that you know, that took us to another level, but I believe it was mostly word of mouth because a lot of people, we even came out in certain magazines and stuff like that, and newspaper, you know, stuff like that. And then one day, some girls came in here. We didn't really, you know, regular customers, they came in, younger girls, about 3-4 of them. They ate everything, and that night we were heading to Memphis. I was gonna go visit the in-laws. We left to Memphis, and that next morning we were getting all these calls and messages, and we're like, what's going on, you know? And the girls that were there, I think they were working for the WZZN 13. They were the ones that were taking all these pictures, and they put out a big article about us and stuff, which was really nice. And then that kind of blew us up, you know, on another level. So I just think, you know, we just get random people that we don't really know. Most of the time, I got my back towards them. I don't know who comes in, who goes out, you know. Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, it's all word of mouth. There's people that come here from Lansing, and they told me they saw me on a newspaper on a front of a market. So I mean, I don't even know, you know.
Yeah. Can you talk about some of like the positives and the negatives to owning a restaurant?
Well, you know, it's very stressful, especially like, you know, when you first start. You know, I guess any business, you don't know if it's gonna go left or right, you know. And you just, you know, like I told my wife, we have to, you know, go 100% with it. You know, do what we love to do, and you know, and that's on a positive note. Negative is like, you know, you're always gonna have people that's gonna go on the social media and try to put you down, you know. You know, you just can't be on the same level. You know, you gotta just keep doing what you know how to do best and keep pushing, you know, and you know what kind of product you take out. There's always gonna be, but you know, I use that. I do. Owning a business is not easy, especially when, you know, you have a family, you got kids, and you have all school. You gotta be involved in school stuff too, and you know, it's hard, but you know, you got to see the positive things about it too. You know, I'm looking to leave something for my kids and trying to make them understand, and they also love the kitchen. They say they don't, but I know they love the kitchen, you know. My daughter could pretty much run all this stuff by herself. But yeah, man, it's hard to own a business, but it's also, you know, if you love to do it, you can't look into, you know, the money part. You know, that'll come later. You do the right thing on anything, that money will come back later, you know, 2-3 times more. So we just do what we do, man, and on a positive note, we work next to each other, me and my wife and my kids, so we're able to see each other more and stuff, where before I was always stuck on third shift. You know, I've always worked in automotive warehousing. I worked third shift, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, 6 to 6. Never even, you know, I used to kill myself for nothing. Now, you know, we enjoy our days off. We try to spend as much time as we can, you know, and take little road trips here and there, even if it's only for a day or whatever. But owning your own business is very stressful, but it's also, you got to see it on the positive side that it is your business. Sometimes you work for somebody that you don't even know, never even met, and you give 100% and they never even value you. So, you know, here at least we keep it tight, we keep it family, you know, friends become family here. This is a crab leg boil. It's got sausage, it's got corn, potato. I put crawfish on this. I put, and it's Cajun, lemonade garlic is a very small kick to it, probably 2 out of 10. So, you know, it depends how spicy you want it, but normally that's how it is, kind of Cajun. But yep, I could do it with crab legs, mussel, crawfish, or just corn and potato.
It's a popular dish.
Yep, very popular. We do, most of the time we do big trays of them. We got different, you know, depending how many family and stuff like that you're trying to feed, but we do the small, we do the medium, and we do the large. And the large feeds up to like 7 to 8 people.
The pounds of meat that we use, it did go up $7-8 at one point, but since we were always buying boxes, I always had like a lot left over, and I like frozen and stuff. So like in that time where there was a meat shortage, I had all that backup. The meat does go up and down constantly, and that's like our number one right now, the meat. Shrimp and crab legs that actually get a little more cheaper. Once in a while, the big box of 30 pounds of crab legs will go really low, and that's when we start getting big quantities. Then the shrimp, it is the same up and down, but the meat, since we do use beef Angus meat, we do use quantity, it does go up and down. Like it can go down to like 3 to something a pound, but then it can also go up to like $6-7 a pound. The owner prior to this, he sold us all the equipment that was in here. He had ovens here. It used to be a pizza place. So I mean, this one here, this here is mostly, I think, what you're gonna spend on, you know, $60,000-$70,000 or something like that. We were lucky that this place had it already, so we pretty much, you know, bought our stove top and stuff like that, our burners here, stove, stuff like that. But this year, our prep station table, it was in here already. He hardly used it. We bought pretty much everything that you see in here, stainless steel tables, prep tables, all this stuff here. You know, he gave us a price for everything. So we bought that off of him. But other than that, you know, you're looking at a good $100,000 to $150,000 or something like that if you were to start somewhere where it wasn't a restaurant before or something like that, a prep kitchen and stuff. Would be extremely expensive because of the vent system and the hood and stuff. Like that one does come out pretty expensive. I mean, nowadays you can, you know, there's a lot of restaurants that went out of business from the COVID. So there is a lot of warehouses where they would sell, you know, pre-used stuff, and you can get pretty good deals and stuff like that. I mean, if you got the money, you know, it's gonna come back.
You know, so just don't be scared to invest and just look for good deals and reach out to the right people. I constantly get people, hey, do you need this? Do you need that? This kind of refrigerator, this kind. So I mean, when you're in this kind of industry, in the food industry, any kind of industry, the same people reach out to you and say, hey man, I'm trying to downgrade or upgrade us. Do you need something like this? So just gotta look around, take your time looking around. But yeah, you know, I just think whatever building you're moving into, if there was a kitchen there before to get started and stuff like that, I mean, you're probably looking at $40,000-$50,000 to get started. Other than that, you know, it's not too bad pricey, where a lot of other ones, construction, stuff like that's a little more pricey. But
What are the hours probably look like that you're putting in back then versus now?
we get here around 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. We try at least. We try to get here at 9 a.m. and it depends, you know, it depends how ahead we are, you know what I mean, from the previous day. But you know, our good friend here, Bobby, she's always here early, so she always helps us out to get, you know, started and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, it's gotten easier, you know, because then you know the first year is always hard, especially when you don't live around here. You're always falling behind on stuff, and then next thing you know, you gotta open and you don't have a lot of stuff done. So, but you know, we learned, and I'd rather stay later and make sure that way we can actually have a breakfast the next day and come in here not in a rush. So I think that's you just gotta prep your day better. And you know, the first year was hard, really hard. We couldn't get it going and get it started, and we were always falling behind, and you think you have it all, and next thing you know, you're missing the main thing. So yeah, just take your time, you know, and do it right. And like I said, I'd rather stay a little later and catch up on things I gotta do before, rather than coming in earlier.
Do you guys do any desserts?
We don't. We used to have a girl that used to, you know, she used to come and bring her desserts and stuff. She had her own little business for desserts and stuff, and we will have certain cheesecakes available and stuff like that. But it's just so hard because she was doing other things. But we are soon here gonna add desserts. A lot of people have been asking. So before, you know, to be honest, our restaurant here, everything's to go. So they take large quantities of trays and tacos, just like you seen earlier. They just started asking for desserts. So I think we're gonna somehow, you know, my wife knows how to do all that. We just have to make some time in there somewhere on our day off and start prepping for desserts.
Do you have any advice for other business owners?
And I've actually had people come up to me and told me, hey man, you know, I got a food truck because of you, you know. And I'm like, that's awesome, man. Like, yeah. And it, you know, it takes a lot, you know. I really don't see myself coming up to somebody before, not now. Now I understand a lot of points, but before, hey man, I look up to you, man. You know, being a grown man and telling another person, hey man, I mean, you know, sometimes you do it anyway. You're like, man, I look up to that guy, you know. You keep that to yourself, you know. But yeah, I've had people come up to me and say, hey man, you know, I started selling, got my food truck, and you know, I love the way you hustle, man, and you're always here and there and you're with your family doing things. And you know, me and my wife, you know, I got a kid and stuff, and you know, and they've asked me any kind of advice. I'm like, yeah, man. I said, when we started, man, we were gonna do a food truck in the beginning, but because people used to tell us the worst about owning a restaurant. Yeah, don't even get into that, man. Yeah, it's a whole nother thing. You gotta, I mean, you're talking about taxes, you're talking about, they just told me the worst. So then we always kind of stayed behind and didn't want to really go to the other side. So we're like, till one day, man, you know, the right people reached out to us, said, hey, you need any advice, you need any kind of paperwork, anything like that, come talk to me. I'll help you guys get to that other level you guys need to be. And they've tried our food. Other restaurant owners, you know, they've tried our food, and they're like, and this was before we had the restaurant, they would be like, hey, you guys need a restaurant. Just keep pushing, man. You know, don't settle. I'm still not settling. You know, I love where we're at. I love this, but I believe we deserve a lot more, and we're gonna get it. So, you know, there's gonna be, you know, no sleep pretty much, and that's the only way, man. That's the only way you accomplish anything you want to do, man. It's just, there's gonna be a lot of sacrificing we did. You know, I would work my third shift job and 7 days a week, and in the morning when I get out, I go back. Before COVID, I would go and anything that was open, you know, Gordon Foods, Walmart, Myers, and I would get cucumbers, I would buy limes, I would do this, meat, anything like that to make it happen. I help my wife prep everything while I got a couple hours of sleep, and then we take that food out, go deliver it, and then I get ready to go to my regular job, third shift. So we did it, man. We did it for 2 years, almost 3 years, before we actually got our restaurant. and you know, just reach out to the right people, man. You know, there's always other people out there, and don't believe when they say, yeah, man, it's too stressful. Don't do it. Don't even, you know, you're gonna lose family. And at the end, man, there's just certain people that are not willing to help you and go up there with you. So you just got to do it yourself, man.